effect for KC. We'll see if the attack side is bearing any better fruit for them here on Lotus. Remember, Heretics chose this map. That means Carmine Corp wanted to start on the attack side. Some hope as we see them mount a slower approach to the attack.
Well, last time out, when they played versus Fnatic, Thomasy was the man to watch. He's definitely my highlight here. 26 and 13 against a team that many coming into this tournament were considering the best team in the world. If he can have that same sort of performance again, maybe they can come back versus the team that 13-4'd them on this map.
A lot to write home about for this Heretic squad. Same for KC, though. 40 seconds on the clock. Time to get moving, and look at the angle for Rians. Beautiful stuff as Narrate falls. KC have also lost a lot of health on Shin. Space taking on Martin. He's closing the distance and starting to push towards their spawn. That is a gap right now. There's not players there. There is a rotate on its way from Miniboo. He's going to have 3 opponents around this corner. A tough battle, but some support as well. There's the swing, and it's actually gone KC's way. They've tripled down on the kills. Miniboo falling alongside his teammates. Well, this has made it very difficult indeed. Boo is miles away, and he's the last one standing with 10 health.
Yeah, a good start, a good resurgence, and a great pistol round coming out of KC. Just being able to re-aggress, that's the main thing. I always like it when, especially if you have a man down and the teams look like they have a plan to actually bring something into the next round. And well, a lot of this came off the back of Martin. Maybe some expectations starting to build on the shoulders of some of these youngsters. Martin definitely is one of the names we have to talk about. He's up there with the best of them. Again, in the majority of the statistics, especially the ones that matter. And well, if he wasn't already one of your favorite players, Mitch, Thomasy's got an outlaw.
Yes, he has.
And on a Viper as well.
With the wall. I love it. I need it. I want more of it. Benji fishing, well, he's being caught out. And with very weak weapons in play and no shields, you know, Thomasy has got an operator essentially up against any of these players. It's one shot to the body, and they need a couple shots to fire back in return before any damage is done. I mean, Patatek's been hit by 6 pieces of damage dealing Util. Just leave him alone. He was 10 HP before he saw anyone, and 0 when he finally did. 2-0 for KC. And a good start for this squad, Tom. I'm happy to see it. Magnum already doing a lot better than last time he faced Heretics here. He's got a kill.
That is just rude. You could have been nice and been, oh, look, they got an Andaluthia flawless. You could have gone with the positive.
I could have. I didn't. Well, it is a positive. It is a positive.
Well,
He's not got 0 kills.
It's not positive bringing up the last game.
I'll say, because of the fact that he played against Heretics, got 0 kills in this map, bombed out, and everybody was starting to play the violins for this squad, and then they found themselves here. He had the resurgence. He was top fragging on a lot of maps with this roster. You know, I'm happy to bring up his lows because he's had good highs too. Oh no, Martin. He had a real chance, but it's been torn away. Good damage in return though. Weaker weapons, some at least for KC, but they're not making it look like it with even one-to-one trades, giving them access to the A site.
This is the thing, the 3-man aggression, especially with KC pushing all in that direction, it gave them a 5v3 advantage, one of the best scenarios they could have kind of hoped for. And now they've managed to retrieve guns. This has gone from what was looking like a bonus round with an attempt to do damage to an opportunity to actually steal things away. And while Benji, the only one with any real utility. Interesting haunt. I don't know, they're clearing their own positions. That we've seen the util catch out though. The haunt maybe was just bait because instead the Caesars caught both. Narrator's gonna swing out and manages double, get that triple overall, and KC, they've got themselves a 3rd round already. Did you see the visible confusion where he looks at that haunt and goes, why is our haunt there?
You know, everybody has a blunder every now and then.
Let's go, guys.
For now, right? Certainly not a blunder of a round. Gorgeous play. And it's even 5-4-3-2-1 on the kills in KC. They're making it look very clean. Incremental damage.
Yeah, and 0-3-0-3-3 on assists.
Wow. I'm really glad you pointed that one out. Well, for the side of Heretics, an attempted bit of aggression around EMEA.
That's not where he meant to TP.
No, it hasn't gone according to plan to start. They've got weaker weapons to try and recover with, and, well, the players aren't rotated in either. Miniboo's pretty much alone here. Maybe Rian's will be able to help out, but that ult is not going to be used up. We're relying on the Sheriff and the Spectre doing a lot of damage. Maybe a Dizzy to help.
Yeah, they need to find quite a bit more before they throw out the Thrash. Yeah, with everything being so weak, the passive position's already being held. The Poison Orb from Thomasy as well. There's not really an avenue back in. They're going to have to just try and clear this utility out, and that might just do it. He's going to have to go aggressive. And well, that's not gone well at all for the young Viper. Dizzy is perfect. They're left so blind. Somehow this is actually starting to become viable for Heretics, leaving just Magnum standing to try and turn this back. And he's been caught by the ultimate. I said they need to do a lot for them to throw out the Thrash. They did a lot.
They did a lot. Absolutely. You know, you see those signs of life.
That's ridiculous.
Start to come back on the board, and you just say, hey, whatever, we'll throw it all out there. One on the board for Heretics. A battle back that, to be honest, you know, I sort of came into this round expecting a decent bit of damage for Heretics. They've been so good with weaker weapons. I didn't expect them to just dominate like this. Floating back into the site, it's scary if you're KC, because you just need a little bit of a snowball. They brought their own.
Can the drummer come to the arena?
Bring him in. Maybe he'll be there in Madrid.
That would probably upset every single sound guy in the building. But I'm not the sound guy.
I don't have to deal with that problem, so I don't care. KC are going quickly towards C. It seems like they've seen a lot of presence on A. Gamble, this is the weaker side, or maybe just want to limit test it. Straight in, showstopper in hand, and well, it looks like Team Heretics have done a good job. For the most part, they've fallen way back, given up this control. But, you know, he doesn't get a kill with the rocket launcher. It doesn't mean it's not a success. At the end of the day, they've taken the site, they've got a post plant, and the clock is now very much in their favor on the side of KC.
Again, I'm looking at that Gecko utility. It's so useful when it comes back into these retakes. A lot that they can use to try and clear the backlines. He doesn't even need it. He's just spammed Magnum through. Snakebite thrown in, Nightfall on the other side. Just try and hold them back a little bit more. Martin in a proactive position has managed to keep things in their favor, and Narrate will confirm it, leaving just Rian's left to try and fight 1 versus 4. He got the first kills. It would have to be an ace, and this time the Horn put in a perfect position to reveal him. Narrate tearing them a new one, 4-1. KC starting to, well, create themselves a bit of a lead.
I feel like Narrate's having such a good time. I do wonder how the IGLing's working for him, if being on this role where Magnum is taking a lot of that responsibility is just freeing him up to focus a lot more on his own gameplay, because he's looked stellar here in EMEA, going pound for pound, toe-to-toe with some of the best out there. And with Martin and Tomasi alongside him, this roster on KC just looks terrifying. 4-1 in the lead, and Heretics call a pause. They don't want to let this one get out of hand too early.
Well, that is the thing I think that's excited me most with this season, is these are the 2 rosters that I think took the most risks. Like, you've gone for very, very young players, ones that you don't know. Will they thrive on the stage? Will they even be up to the potential once they start facing against better opposition? Even with, again, bringing players back who have gone to Tier 2, are they going to still be at the same level that you need them to be? And for both these teams, that has paid off in dividends. It's been the static non-changers, the non-risk takers that have fallen flat in this kickoff event. Now, maybe that's a blip. Maybe they'll come back stronger. Maybe teams will make changes.
Yeah,
Who
maybe
knows?
teams are starting to look at that Tier 2 scene right now and thinking, who else can we bring up?
The Twitter leakers are already like rubbing their hands together.
It's coming. It's coming. Now, as we get back into the game, the barriers haven't gone up, but we've got a big boy in hand. Magnum wants to use the big gun, the Odin, to spam
Is
down
he the big
right
boy
away.
or is the gun?
Your pick, Tom.
Okay.
Dealer's choice. For KC, their attempt to wallbang right away, denied his control, stop any aggression that Team Heretics have gone for in the last couple rounds up towards A main. But we can see it's a much more passive setup. They've actually got Benji Fishy here, who's been a stellar anchor, and 3 players have rotated into position to back him up. Lots of rifles here for Team Heretics, and a much tougher take than I think KC are ready for.
You too. Riens is just tagged down. They've got the players there, but they've been tagged up all the way in this battle. Yes, there's a lot of personnel, but they're both blind, stuck in the corner. Nice work from Miniboo. Able to isolate the angle, but the trades come back thick and fast, leaving again. Just 2 remaining. Nice work from Riens, but there shouldn't be too much more. Patatek, though, has brought this back into a winnable position. Gonna try and make his way down. That will have been hard, and they're gonna peek him together. KC, they walk into the Lion's Den, and they come out victorious.
Very well handled. With so many players there, I wasn't too confident. And, well, I'll tell you who was. Magnum, because he came swinging around here with the Odin and then went up the rope to take another fight. I mean, it's rare that you see a player steam up the rope with an Odin in hand and take a CQB fight, but...
Has we been watching your matchmaking games?
Problem is, you know, in my matchmaking games, I don't have Miniboo, Patatek, Riens, all these guys on the other side.
I feel like the drum was signed by so many different bits. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
I'm gonna start bringing a drum everywhere.
This could get a little dangerous. Miniboo's already tagged up a little bit. And on the fallback, he's jumped over the bullets. So mostly the decay that's taken his health away. That'll heal back up. Pistols, for the most part. Riens has pulled out a Marshall. Again, it's going to be very difficult to get the value out of this because Viper's Wall and, as we just saw, that smoke has bloomed up. So you don't get that long-range vision to try to fight with. Maybe because they're on pistols, KC would have that gap, but they haven't. And they've made the read. Lots of players A, because we went there last round. We saw a much different setup. Let's go test out B. What's happening over there? It's wide open.
Right now, KC have got a fantastic read on the game. Benji spotted a man up close. He's done a lot of damage. Actually wallbangs Martine. And a reswing from Shin. That's risky. Wanted to try and even things up. He's actually cost them. Giving that lockdown over to Benji is going to force the players out almost completely. And look where it's forcing them to. There are a couple of players waiting on the other side. The poison orb will help them, but the stun leaves them completely in the dark. Somehow, though, it's actually going to be Miniboo to go down first. Leaving this back into a 2v4. Narrate does well. And he's actually got so much information. He's halved them in terms of the HP, but so is the spike. Both now. Lord, through the smoke he goes. Magnum to save the day with the Odin. 6-1 now in the lead for KC.
Oh, well, without the Odin, there's no telling if that would have went Magnum's way. So entirely down to the hardware brought to bear. Really nice stuff, and I think Benji Fishy grabbing that kill. I can't even fault the player on the other side. He just wall bangs you with a Guardian. That one, though, again, I feel like Magnum is playing the Odin in such an unhinged way. He's going to go running through a Viper's Wall to take fights, up ropes to take CQB battles. I just love watching this guy play. He's entertaining, to say the least. The damage as well to start this one off. Martine, he's got a player below, not for long. Shin's quick to deal with Miniboo, and that's opening duels completely denied by Carmine Corp.
This fight has not been going well for Heretics. They keep trying it again and again because they don't want to allow that control, but we haven't really seen that same pressure going on the other side of the map. Like, they've mostly just been going aggressive into A, and there is 5 players waiting for them pretty much every single time. Boo needed a miracle. The double peak plus the TP, the chance of him connecting all those shots were slim to none. And what?
This guy's insane! You know what I mean? Like,
it's just why?
It's been unhinged so far, but the jump peek into crouch spray? He's doing this for me, isn't he? This is all about me. I love it. I'm going to give Magnum the biggest hug after this game, regardless of how it goes. So far, it doesn't look like it's going to be for commiserations. 7-1 in the lead. You know what I mean? It's just ridiculous.
Oh, give me the loss.
Oh, yes!
I will say the paranoia timing was perfect. So the other player was blind, but I don't think it mattered. I don't think you'd be able to react.
You don't think you predict that movement?
No, yeah, I think you just look at it. It would probably want to be one of those shock moments where you just look at him do it like, what?
What the hell is this guy on? Well, sur baril, as they would say in French. And, they completely in there. For KC, they've got something to work with. Lockdown and Viper's Pit on the attacking side, but they've got to get into position to use it. Patatek trying to interrupt that. He's won the fight. How did Tamazi win that fight? I don't know. We can study it.
Stinger. Otherwise, it just Magnum in every position. Miniboo trying to go through. And well, he's finally been taken out. It took a Rien's headshot, but at this stage, round looking over. And Odin to be picked up. Maybe they can try and go jump peeking into some angles, but I don't know how much they can truly hope to find. May even want to just keep it. Genuinely, just bring it into the next round and try some counter spams of your own, because right now, any sort of aggression that they've had has been a failure. Gun here. They're going to try this retake anyway.
Yeah, they really are committing. It's not looking too good. It's not looking probable, and it's now getting to the possible point. Oh no! The raid almost had him. If he was tagged, it would have been something ugly. And of course, in the end, you might not have seen it, but that Odin did get saved over. It's going to be in the next round. Attack side Odin, 8-1 for KC. And Magnum, he's just looking stellar. Now, I know Lothar is going to have a bit of a panic attack about the next fight Magnum took because he's crouching against the Sheriff, but I'll give him the little bit of a break because he did have the Odin.
Yeah, it's heavy. You got to sit down.
Absolutely. You got to brace yourself. And as you can see, ult economy, it's in a pretty decent spot. Both teams have got their upsides to it, but for Team Heretics, the downside is they ain't been winning rounds for quite a while. They're gonna have to pull something out of the bag or the barrel.
Not the greatest of stance.
It was a spam.
Yeah, once again, just through, probably aiming at Panatek and find Benji instead. Shin, you could just see the confidence. He just walked all the way around. Panatek is completely unaware, maybe expecting the cover to be there from his teammates. Just gets caught out. Everything we sort of wrote home about in the last map seems to have just disappeared. Heretics really, really struggling right now, but Miniboo, maybe he can turn things. As you said, spike on the ground.
Spike on the ground, lockdown and pit to recover. The flank, though, might be something. That smoke has blocked off the alarm bot. Creeping by here, a nice play by Boo. The timing is going to be tough for him, though, because that door is closed, and you won't be able to creep up behind them in quite the same way. And obviously, they're worried about this angle that goes towards the steps, because players could come from anywhere around here. So the surprise element taken out of it. It was a nice attempt by Boo, but not one that will find value now that he's known. They look for Miniboo and get him. One kill onto Magnum, the jumping Odin not working this time. They have a lot to fall back on and taking out the brother Boo. The showstopper, the first thing fired. Well, it looks like Boo's going to avoid that successfully. Again, though, this is more so being used for KC to control the site, to see where this player can be pretty much for free, because if they see him, just fire the rocket rounds done anyways. And now they've got a good after plant to sit in, to run this clock down and make it next to impossible for Boo. He has to find both players, kill both players, or just defuse. The nade will force him off to start, but now, not a bad idea. Going for the fight, but it doesn't go his way. KC play that one pretty perfectly in the 2vx, and we go 9-1. This is disgusting. That's absolutely filthy. Your Sentinel goes down because of a spam, and Shin grabs the second kill by just TPing into sight. That's a disaster.
Another Heretics pause, but at this point, it's so far gone in this first half. You're just hoping that you can potentially turn things around. Bear in mind, last time they played, it was a 4-1 attack side start for the side of KC. They lost 13-4. So it was 12 rounds in a row. we know that it can be done. And it was a very, very clean attack from Heretics, but we didn't see much of it because of how clean that first half was. So looking like a completely different ball game, looking like the changes that have been made by KC. And that's the thing. I feel like Heretics have looked good this entire tournament. KC have been growing all the way through, getting better and better and better. And even in the final, going into that first map, kind of getting battered for the majority of it, having a decent comeback, and now in map 2, they look like a different beast. On a map that they really struggled on before, a map that their opponents felt comfortable to choose against them, even though they played it once already. And right now, we're looking to see if Heretics, Neil Zenio, Weber, they can pull something out of the bag to at least give them a fighting chance in that second half.
Well, if not, we'll just be resetting this into the BO3 that it could be, that it was once long ago. For KC on the attack, no signs of slowing, but ults on the other side. Thrash and Viper's Pit to work with, an immediate aggression. They're running it down, and Miniboo has surprised Shin, to say the least. Good stun, good spam, and another for Riens! An absolute showstopper of a round from this man, as it's now 3v2. Heretics have the advantage, but Miniboo's trapped. He's alone, he's isolated, snakebite on his feet, no way out. We're back to neck and neck, Tom. A Viper's Pit on each side. In fact, the same agents in play on both sides. A mirror matchup for our 2v2.
Yeah, the problem is, where does a defensive side Viper's Pit come into play here? You'd almost just expect the attackers to avoid it. They'll know that there's one player locked in, maybe in a retake, if it's in the right place. They are. Both players heading in the right direction now. I feel like, for obvious reasons, KC have had so much success on A. They're continuing in this direction. Both players about to meet. The weapons on one side, and it will be the trade out from Tamazi again. A chance, some hope for Heretics in a round that really shouldn't have had that much expectations. Doesn't matter though.
Well, it's snatched from their hands again. You have to command that early aggression by Miniboo. This from Riens, absolutely gorgeous. A good spam, a good follow-up onto a player, blast packing. But again, you just don't see that escapability. You're on the defensive side. They had their whole squad there. You didn't, right? If you did, you're throwing. It's a big map. You got to have coverage. 10-1 with 1 round left to compete for in the half. Heretics, as we said, have been flawless so far. They haven't dropped a map.
See you later.
But it's looking like that streak is about to come to an end. As another kill goes to KC. Now they've got Riens trapped behind the wall. But they're not even quick to go for it. This is not a team that's in a rush, in a hurry.
Oh, look at the intel. That is just gorgeous. They make sure that a Paranoia and a Prowler go through at the same time. He can't even see the thing that's about to make him even more blind. Perfect stuff from KC. And the fact is, I love the way that their players reacted when I think somebody at least got caught by the Thrash. Their response, 2 players swing immediately. Make sure there's no easy fight for the side of Heretics. Benji now, it's been a different look for him. A quieter game, a 1v4.
Possible.
Seems it, and he's not even going to make it past the 1. It's going to be 11-1. One of the most dominant halves we've seen, and it's in our grand final. Heretics are going to have one hell of an attack.
Yeah, what a time for this to happen as well. After a very good look on the first map, Heretics have slowed down to a point that, well, they haven't even gotten started here. A quick shutdown from KC in half one. A single round acquired by Team Heretics. And now the chance to close this out and swiftly move on to Icebox. KC's next map up, their pick. And they'll be going in there with a lot of confidence if Heretics can't at least start that comeback arc.
It's scary for either side though, because that map in particular, you're going in blind. Neither of them have played it yet this tournament, which again, considering how many matches KC have played, that's actually quite impressive. But as you mentioned, they're the ones bringing it to the table. Now, the first half was pretty much, not all A. I think we had at least 1, maybe 2 plants on C and B, but it was mostly A. And we're not too surprised that after an initial fight towards the C site, Heretics going back to A.
KC, we're certainly
He's
ready.
hit Miniboo.
Oh, 34.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Straight through. You know, for Heretics, the read is correct, at least in the early round. KC had some aggression up on C main.
Look at where the flash is. It's how it's stuck in the corner of the map.
Suboptimal. I think KC have done a great job with the early stack on C with the rotate after. Good information. They're primed for a retake on A. I don't think they can get there on time to stop this. Certainly doesn't look like it. Wingman just being used to clear out the angles. The nade, it's going to be late, but the C's... Oh, it's not a C's. In fact, it's just a haunt. The reveal thrown through. Doesn't get them anything. Martin goes down for his trouble, and Heretics might have a way in.
Yeah, this is one of the better looking rounds, but Narrate just so quick to it. Already removing Miniboo. Shin has found another, but then a flurry of frags come through on the other side, leaving just Shin remaining. He'd have to pull off a miracle, and they already have an orb on it. for him to even try and survive this would be difficult. He's hoping that maybe someone gets overzealous, makes a mistake, but you can see how patient it is, and Benji's even going to land the shot. A round finally onto the board for Heretics, but it's, yeah, I'm not getting excited yet.
No, I think that's understandable, Tom. It's been a while.
Can't hear Uli anymore.
Oh, he's gone quiet again, has he?
Yeah.
Funny how that works.
Wonder why.
All dead?
Nice.
Let's see if he can pull out some of his French to close this one, because he might need it. It's only 2 rounds left for KC to put it across the line, and Eco here. And I expect him to play a pretty weak Eco. Get this round over with and then fight in for the next. But when I look at the map, very spread out, some utility in play. Early presence on A, util there, and rotations. This seems like they want to bait Heretics into a play, because they're going to stack up one side of the map and hope their early presence is enough to deter any sort of aggression from that attacking side. It might be right, it might not. Right now, Heretics are just sat there, boots in the mud, waiting for a push, waiting for a sign. That sign won't come through by the looks of it, so they're going to have to make their own destiny. Where's that going to be?
Oh, you can clear the back site quite easily. Dizzy gets them a little bit of information, but not too much. Shin just goes walking out. He's gone wandering. Benji will take that all day long. And this actually leaves them with a lot more doubt of where this push might actually be coming from. Again, it's a double back on towards that A site hold. Come on, with the door being opened, they at least know somebody's there. But you can see 2 players still haven't moved from the C site. I think that 1 kill has just delayed this rotation by so much. And when you have such limited weapons, all you can really hope for is a stack.
I like their Viper wall this round just to keep those battles a little bit more close quarters. Hello! Larry just ran around the side. He got a weapon. Almost got it ready into fighting state. Gonna be very scary. In the end, it looks like impact will be negligible. Just a couple players left. Weaker weapons in hand and no potential to cause that damage. Heretics in a pretty comfortable position all in all in this round. In this half, but not in the game. 11-3, a long road to recovery.
Yeah, we're going to need a board all of red if Heretics are going to turn this back. And you'd almost have to assume that some of the players on the other side would have to go missing. Now, there are rifles for the majority of Heretics, so it's not like this is too bad a bonus. So you can't really afford to just keep SMGs and other stuff in play. It's not going to work out for you here. So they are going to go heavy and buy up some of those extra weapons. Shin, again, trying to get a little bit cheeky around this C site. But I'm liking the utility that's being thrown out early. Just force him back off that angle. In the meantime, though, bit of a push-up.
They're going to walk right into him. Do you even check this corner? By the looks of it, they were hoping to. It's cost them a lot. Magnum down. And the rotates from Team Heretics, it seemed like there was a quick movement from Miniboo, but the call was a little delayed. Eventually, they decide that, yeah, it's the right play. Back towards the part of the map where that battle occurred. Back towards what we can see is just one defender. Tamazi falling back. Good information. Wall up to... wall up from that defensive side, indeed, causing problems. It's a little deeper than before, but this is a more normal position for B walkout. And to slow them down on the A approach. Will allow those rotates to come through potentially, but as we can see, there's a lot of presence still around B. It looks like KC were expecting them to double back through the door, having seen all this utility, but the stopping power isn't enough. They're already through. The stun, not good, because Tamazi steps through it, but Miniboo's waiting on the other side. 4 versus 3, and plan secured.
Yeah, and in the last match, they were able to really rely on the individual ability of Tamazi. But this time he's isolated. This time he's taken out, and all 4 players back towards tree, needing a bit of a reposition, wary that there could still be players coming in from behind. Boo is actually going to be trapped out here, and because of that, he's isolated. Left on his own. Instead, they're at least going to catch 1 detained, and it will be killed off. That rotation is still coming in, though, from behind. It's left all onto Miniboo. A chance still to save them. He might be able to kill the planter before he defuses. Not expected to be there so fast. And now Martin is trying exactly the same. Still hasn't managed to get it far enough, and he's going to swing out all the way, knowing that there's not enough time left on the clock. It will be 3 for Martin, but the round to Heretics.
sorry, I don't know if the English stream can hear. I just hear Uli screaming, Quattro, Quattro. They got 4 rounds, I'll tell you, the Spanish fans are excited to hear that as well. But yeah, quite a road back. I think I'm leaning more towards the French side on this one. But for Miniboo, he did well, he danced around it, handled that situation well. And in this kind of series, it isn't even about this map. The more rounds Heretics can put up, the more they can feel like they just weren't activated in the first half, but that this series is still theirs. And going back into a reset 1-1 scoreline, 3 maps to play for, could be worth its weight in gold. Get warmed up here.
It's looking a bit more pacey. They only just scraped through with a Red Bull clutch in the last round, but now we're looking at them really looking to steamroll their way into the side. Now he has been caught by the vulnerability. It doesn't seem to matter for Miniboo. Just running forward, and that might be the doom of them. The death of them even, as now Narrate has managed to find a couple. He's still there with the Nightfall. He's going to make things a little bit more awkward. Finds a 3rd kill in the round and leaves it on to Benji. He has an idea of where both players are, but left blind by the paranoia. Falling back to the site. Now, he still has a lot of time to play with. He doesn't actually need to commit in this direction, and it seems like he's realized it. Now, the problem here is, although he'll get himself an afterplant, Mitch, he is going to get Shin a gun.
But hold on. He's not looking for the afterplan. He faked the door open. They think he's on B, but then he swings through. 7 HP. Shin's got the rifle now, though. 1 bullet, 1 spray, and it will land.
30 seconds left.
But he can't get out. He can't cross the B. That angle's being held by Shin! And Benji Fishy! Red Bull clutch! Heretics aren't down and out yet.
I can't believe he's managed to pull that one off.
He's a genius.
The breaking of the door, I thought they were screwed. And the thing is, to sprint into a site up against a team with weak weapons and through a snake bite, it was really risky for the side of Heretics. The heroes on Heretics rising to the occasion with 4 rounds in a row. They've definitely been up there when it comes to the clutches. 3 players within the top 8 in terms of clutches. Miniboo, Benji, and Paddy are the ones that we're talking about. But that was truly absurd.
Absolutely. Down to 7 health as well. That recovered rifle on Shin did not matter. And I love how he mechanically chops that up as well. Realizing, okay, let him make a move. He doesn't. So Benji realizes, I'll take it 1 pixel at a time.
How's he ever going to come over from that other game? I just don't think he's going to be able to do it, you know?
Yeah, no, can't quite match the level. And that's something that, honestly, I love Benji Fishy from the second I met this guy and asked him, when are you coming? When are you coming to tier 1? And he told us, I'm not interested in jumping straight in and using my socials or anything like that. I want to play tier 2. I want to get good at the game, and I'll play VCT when I'm ready. Well,
he's 19 now, by the way.
He's pretty ready.
So 19 years
and
old
also,
now.
Also, very worth saying, that was coming from, what was he, 18? Maybe still 17 at the time?
Maybe, yeah.
And had come off the back of a huge career in Fortnite. Like, for that guy to have that kind of mentality alone, that's a winner's mentality. And he's got the wins now to back it up. Already locked into an international event. Big clutch in the previous round. But as we said, so much more to be done. Still a 6-round gap in KC. They only need 1 round to go their way, and they're guaranteed at least the OT.
That's the thing. This is a huge confidence booster. It's definitely something that has shaken KC. You see the pause called by Eng just to maybe try and settle things a little bit, because they could have closed this game by now. We've had a couple of clutches that have gone the way of Heretics over the last couple of rounds. And the fact is, the more that they start to build into this game, the scarier they are. I will say for Heretics, though, if they are going to bring this back, they need some cleaner rounds. Like, just winning everything in clutches.
7 HP clutches?
Yeah, it can only go so far.
Do that 6 times in a row, no worries.
They still wouldn't have won.
6 more times in a row. Tie it up. Well, for this attack side, you can take a look at the ultis available, and, well, I don't know about Boo, but Miniboo is damn dangerous when he pops his.
Dangerous when he doesn't.
He's just dangerous. Man is just dangerous.
30 seconds left.
Now, I don't know if... I think they're aware of the turret covering the B cross out, but their eyes are firmly set on this A side. Heretics want to take control. Utility to clear the first corner, Miniboo to clear the second. He's gone deep to take these fights. The smokes blocking them off for now, but the plan secured. He doesn't need to stay aggressive.
I'm surprised nothing has gone into this corner. One of the the spots you almost always clear. Narrate has started things off well. The double peek, Sublime, and finally a snakebite goes into the corner of Tamazi, but it seems like the damage has already been done. Needing to try and find something in this post plant. Paditek is low on HP. The paranoia is good, but he manages to get one. And Boo's found another. The spam across isn't quite connecting. Even still, the Tamazi now low. They peeked in onto him. Boo looking for the battle, trying to find something back into this one, trying to buy a little bit of extra time for Benji, and this time, I don't think it's going to be enough. Time ticking away. I don't know if they're actually going to have this. It's going to be desperately close, looking like just about half a second is all that's in it for KC. And well, the one time the clutch doesn't go Heretic's way, and they're on the back foot.
That's what we said, though, right? KC just needed the one round, and now, with that secured, 7 chances to close out this map, to put us 1-1, to ruin anyone's 3-0 predictions. Sorry, Uli. And I think with how things have gone, it seems almost impossible that they don't find that. Narrate is playing a fade. He has 10 assists.
Yeah, he's insane.
He has 10 deaths, and he has 25 kills. That is an outrageously good performance, and we complimented him last map, but this is just next level. Martine, the first to open, and the smoker, the controller on the side of Heretics is down. Paditek's wall, now the only thing they've really got. An orb as well, I suppose, but we'll see how much they can cover off with that.
Narrate is one of the players top 3 in damage. Average damage per round, he's up there. And the rest of the players, the duelists. Either way. With the man advantage, still some weaker weapons for either side. Showstopper is going to go in.
Good night.
Oh, it doesn't actually do too much, and the plant is going to go down. Now the lockdown will buy that extra little bit of time for them to try and play with. We know that KC have been solid in these retake scenarios, and that's what they're going to build up for.
Go, go, go.
I'm going to need a KC jersey if they keep using the Odin like this. Great spams by Tamazi have done so much damage. We know Magnum's capable with it, but he's got the Stinger in this round. Round goes Martine for his first. Magnum on the Stinger. In comes the Snake Bites, but it might be too little too late. A whole squad to take down, and they're coming. Blitzing into the angle, losing every fight. HP is low. Magnum's decayed. He's only got 1 health. The Snake Bite was on the site. It's only Benji Fishy left, and he'll get one.
Yeah, they don't have
time.
The time's
getting
gone.
the rest. KC will not close it out here despite a scrappy duel. But they've got 6 more chances after that Red Bull clutch.
Yeah, it's the second time the spike has Red Bull clutch for the team. It is getting, as I said, the last round was down to 0.5. They could have had another one if they just burnt a little bit extra off the clock. The problem is, the Heretics are winning all of these rounds with 0, 1, and maybe maximum of 2 players surviving in all of them. It means that they never really have any finances to play with. Luckily, neither do their opponents after a one and done, and all of the ults really are stacked up for the side of Heretics to play with. Miniboo, he's not going to have a rifle, but he is going to have the overdrive. Or lightning fingers, as many of you may know.
Finger guns.
Finger guns.
The one. A laser.
A few other names that I'm not going to say.
Nope. No, we'll keep it at that. Magnum, well done.
That's the only rifle they have.
Paditek's own wall as well that he had to cross through. Clearly didn't expect them to be that aggressive. As the 1 rifle turns to 2, Narrate's picked one up, and KC are ready for the retake. Avoiding Thrash, but only for now.
Luckily, they've got their 5th man to plant the spike. It's not Paditek. Already lockdown is actually going to be used to try and clear them out of Mound. The goal is not to try and get them anywhere near the spike. They'll be able to stick onto it. Miniboo's just spammed. Almost gets caught out by the ult. It doesn't matter though. His brother's there to defend him. Thrash being utilized for the 2nd time, and Array is stuck in the mud. Instantly dead. And Shin, well, they invested quite a bit into this round. They managed to get themselves a kill, use a lockdown even. All he's hoping for is to maybe put a 2nd body on the pile.
Well, he's done that at least. The first is found.
Could just take the gun.
Take the gun and run. That's the play. He's out. I have to say, very good read from Team Heretics on this round. I feel like they perfectly read how that was going to be played. You're avoiding a lot of the utility, not just the lockdown, but also the nightmare that was thrown towards them to try to take them. That Nightfall caught a couple of them up close, but the main idea was the sight squeeze that they were pushing on. And, well, Team Heretics were way ahead of it, able to fight into the spawn, able to cause a lot of headaches for the retaking defender side. And they didn't burn up all their ultimates either. Still a Viper's Pit to work with, and Miniboo's got those finger guns. So all in all, not a terrible round. 5 in a row needed. Look, it's getting to the point now where it is possible. It's unlikely still,
I'm sorry,
but
Heretics.
it's possible.
Mitchman started to believe. Maybe a little bit too early. Instant Viper's Pit. Just going to be locking down that C site. Aggression as well from Shin to take control over A. Maybe hoping to funnel them back. No, they're actually trying to go through this. Miniboo's already got rid of Tomasi. That shouldn't have been so easy. Magnum waiting, needs more than one, and he isn't going to get it. This round is not going the way it was supposed to with the Viper's Pit, but the trades come back thick and fast, leaving Martin still to do damage. The nade onto the site is going to make things awkward as well. The plant still not coming through. Not even a minute gone on the clock just yet. Shin's actually wary that they're going to try and push and reposition and plant somewhere else. Instead, they're actually looking to fight back towards the mound.
It's the right call with the player that was there not long ago. But I love the idea from Martin to go back to Shin, group up, and approach this round in a 2v2 no matter where they go. Maybe they can even catch someone from Heretics off guard, or just in a 1v2. Trade at worst.
30 seconds left.
Quick rotations in play. Miniboo's speeding his way towards A. Finger guns in play. And it doesn't look like they'll have any impact. They'll be faded away before any of these players are close enough to use it on. With the door open and seen and heard, KC at least know where it's going down. But taking this fight will be something else.
Careful here.
With a little bit of low HP, I think he'll want the instant headshot anyway. Now they are playing this one separately. It means Rians needs an insta-kill, and he's not going to get it. For KC now a chance. Another clutch needed. Miniboo's position might not be expected. Smoke going down, but the drop will be heard. They're already onto the defuse, sticking it pretty much all of the way, halfway done. That's all they really needed, and Shin will be there to close it. It is going to be that third team round on the board. It's going to be a third map at minimum. And while KC have shown they can break back even on their opponent's map.
Very well handled for the side of Carmine Corp. 13-7. One-upping their opponents of Heretics, finding their opponent's map pick, and Icebox up next. Like you said, Tom, a lot of unknowns there, but it's time to quantify them. We've got an analyst desk to do that, and they'll be back.